Yo, 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 what's happening, people? Okay, so we are live right now. Live from the village right now. My voice is a little croaky right now. It is 8 minutes past 8 p.m. in the evening right now on the 6th of December 2021 right now. We're in London, England right now. Well, I'm in London, England right now. Where you at, fam? Where you at? So yeah, we are about to do movie night. It is Netflix movie night and we are watching live the 1999 classic comedy rated 15. It is an hour and 48 minutes long, starring Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. I've seen this film a few times before, quite a few times before actually, but it's not been for a while. Classic movie, great movie. Looking forward to watching this one more time with you guys. Some of you might have seen it before, some of you might have not. Just be known, we'd be talking through this movie, so if you haven't seen it before, oh well. But definitely worth checking out at a time to watch properly, because it's really funny, really cool. I won't give away too much for those who haven't seen it, but yeah, just a really cool story, really interesting story. As funny as it is, definitely has some moments of truth in there as well, so it's yeah, worth watching, worth making time for. But yeah, it is movie night tonight. We're watching live. But how's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing on this fine Monday evening? It was Monday evening for me. It might not be Monday evening for you. It might be Monday morning for you, Monday afternoon. It may even be Tuesday, depending on where you are in the world. But right now, where I'm at, it is Monday evening. Just gone 10 minutes past 8 p.m. right now. And I've been okay, you know, I've been okay. Sam's in the house. Wagwan, Sam. How's life? Life's going good. Life's going well. Hopefully life's going well for you too. How's the COVID and the and that whole thing? How's that going? Hopefully it's all better now. A friend of mine got COVID recently as well. He was just telling me today. Well, he's over it now. He was telling me today, but he had it, I think, last week. Up until last week, he was saying. So he's on the other side of it now. He's gotten through it. But yeah, his mum got it and he got it, and yeah, so he's been ill for a while. But I didn't know about it until just today when he told me. But yeah, he's doing all right. He's recovering. But man. Yeah, that's going around, man. It's going around. I tell you, actually, I seem to be what did I just do? Oh no, we're good. I seem to be like coming across things on Twitter that get me laughing these days. Things that get my mind going a little bit. You know, I saw on today this lady post. I don't know if it was a joke. To be fair, it could have been a joke, because you know how it is on the internet. Sometimes jokes don't always come across that well, especially when you don't know the person. You know, it could be their style of humor. It might, I don't know if they're being serious or not. I mean, the replies to the tweet seems to be pretty serious for what I can tell. So I don't know, but yeah, it could have been a joke in all fairness. But anyway, here's what the person wrote. That's what this lady wrote. She said she was at a restaurant, and the bill came to over $1,000, like 1,000 something or other dollars, right? And the people who she was with started saying things like, well, all I got was drinks, you know, because they didn't want to split the bill. And apparently they weren't really friends of her. They weren't like her main friends, I guess, such as people that she just knew. But I guess the bottom line is that the final bill came to over $1,000. And then the people who she was with, apparently all they had was a drink or two, and they didn't want to split $1,000 bill with her. And she was mad at that. She was like, and the tweet was like, you know, being mad at that, like, how dare they not want to split the bill type of thing, right? Like I said, I don't know if she was joking or not, but the responses seem to be pretty serious. And I mean, look, here's the thing, like, when you go out with like friends and stuff to a restaurant or whatever, like, and you kind of get the bill. I mean, sometimes you split the bill, and even though what you had comes less than what the even amount is, right? It's kind of just a whatever thing, because like maybe what you had was worth, I don't know, say £10, and when you split the bill, you end up paying like £11 or £12. It's not much more than what you pay, but just for the sake of keeping things even, you might just do it anyway, right? But if you spent like say £10, like your food was like say £10, and then people want you to split the bill, which means you now have to pay something like, I don't know, like £500 or something. It's like, no way, come on, man. You can't really expect you can't really expect somebody to split the bill when all they got was like a drink, you know, and you somehow managed to eat $1,000 worth of food. I don't know how this person managed it. I don't know. It must be a really expensive restaurant. If you either that or you eating a lot, you know what I mean? Like either it's a real expensive restaurant or you are eating a lot. But either way, you can't expect somebody to split the bill with you when all they had was a drink and the bill came to over $1,000. Nah, that's on you, fam. That is all you. That's like, I'll pay for my bit. I'll maybe even give a little tip for the good service. But that is you, bruh. $1,000 and she wants to split the bill. He's doing better, still in isolation till Thursday, waiting on results. On the good note, we qualify for the COVID grant, so that will help money-wise. Oh, that's cool, that's good. So what's that mean? The government sends you out money and stuff? Well, I guess that's pretty much what that is. It's a COVID grant. But yeah, that's cool. That's a good thing at least. I personally would pay for what I had and that's it. Yeah, there's a point where it's like, you know, like I feel like if you're out in a group, right? Let's say there's, I don't know, let's say there's 6 of you, right? You all go out to eat and the bill is, I don't know, the total bill was, let's say £60 for the total bill. And you know that all you spent was like, I don't know, £8.50 or £9 or something like that, right? And splitting it evenly means that everybody pays a tenner. I feel like when it's like that, whatever, right? It's not much more. It's not that big a deal when it's just a little bit more. But yeah, if it's like, and especially apparently they weren't really friends. Like apparently it's just people that I guess she met somewhere, but they weren't actually friends of hers. It's like, so you're out with somebody that you, I assume you don't really know that well. Certainly not well enough to be calling them friends. You're just out with them. That person eats $1,000 worth of food, or I don't know, what's that in English money? That's like what? I don't know, about £800 or something like that. Person eats £800 worth of food and trying to get you to split the bill with them, and you don't even know this person. Like, nah, fam. Listen, yeah. I don't know. If that bill's getting split, I think something else needs to get split as well. You know what I'm saying? But let me not get too. Let me behave myself. Let me behave myself. So grant you get for having to stay home while having COVID because you couldn't go to work. You get that. Oh, okay. Actually, no. I think I heard about that. Actually, some of the yeah, there was like all sorts of different like allowances and things they were doing. But I think I did hear something like that, yeah. 500 quid. Is that per week? Or is that like total or something? I mean, it has to be per week, right? Or, I don't know. Hopefully it's per week. If it's per week, then cool. If it's like £500 total, and then you're off for like, because of COVID, you be off for at least, what, 2 weeks with COVID, right? At least 2 weeks, maybe even like 3 or 4, depending on, you know, recovery and stuff like that. So, so one-off payment. Ooh, yeah, that could be a bit tight. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay. But yeah, it sounds. I don't know. I'm guessing compared to what. Oh, I don't know. Does his workplace pay as well? Because like maybe. Because I'm thinking like if he's not getting like any. I guess I'm thinking from a different perspective. Because I mean, if he's employed, then he might get something from his job anyway. And then the £500 on top of that, and that could be okay. But I'm thinking more like, yo, what up, Frozen Gamer, Wagwan? Because I'm self-employed, so if I don't work, I get nothing, nothing. Yo, Wagwan, Frozen G, you good? So I'm kind of thinking about that. But yeah, I suppose if you're employed, your employer might be paying you some money as well, and then the 500 on top of that. So yeah, maybe it's not so bad. I guess basics pay, which is 90. Okay. Oh, say so. Yeah, still could be a little bit tight. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay. Maybe I need to Yeah. I guess it depends on other things as well. Might be alright still. Hopefully it's okay. Hopefully it works out for you. I've been playing some Valhalla. Okay, that's the what's that one again? That's the Assassin's Creed game, the latest one. It came out not recently. It came out a while back, but I think it is the latest, still the most recent Assassin's Creed game. 100 hours to be. Long thing. It's long. Viking era, yeah. We'll get some Christmas presents and catch up on some bills. Okay, that's all right then. That's cool. Get the bills paid and a little bit of fun with it as well. That's cool. That's good. It's pretty good, but long. Yeah, that's pretty much how I felt about what's the one they did? Origins, Assassin's Creed Origins. That was about 40 hours to complete. I think over 40 hours, like 40 something hours it took to complete. And yeah, it was a good game, but it just did not need to be that long. It really did not need to be any, like, I felt like it could have been an amazing, 15 to 20 hour game, right? It could have been an amazing 15 to 20 hour game. Instead, it's just an okay 45 plus hour game, and I guess it's similar with this Valhalla. I feel it's to do with they're trying to get you to buy all the like weapons and all the stuff and the microtransactions, and they make the game so that it takes ages to kind of get through, so people will buy stuff to kind of speed it up a little bit. And it's like, bruh, I ain't trying to do that, man. I ain't trying to do that. If you already spent something like £60 or £60, like £50 on a game, £50 on a game, I'm not trying to spend like all kinds of money on little bits. I mean, think about this. You spend £40 to play a game, and then they want you to spend more money to not play the game. I can't remember where I heard it from. It was one of these YouTubers that pointed that out. I think it was what's his face? Stephanie something. What's his name? Jim Stephanie Sterling. That guy. I think it was him that said it. And but yeah, it's so accurate. Like, you buy a game because you want to play it, and then the game gives you so much like nonsense and long things that it wants you to not only pay to play the game initially, you now have to pay them more money to not play the game because they've just made it ridiculously long. Sort of Spider-Man for it. I read most of the games. Fair enough. It's not so bad. And Rented Control and Devil May Cry 5. Ooh. Control looked pretty cool. I watched somebody play it on stream once. They look pretty cool. Yeah, we're doing movie night tonight, man. We're watching Life today, starring Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. It is on Netflix. So if you want to get that ready, get it lined up on zero, and we'll start the movie in a moment. I'm thinking one of these days, and let me know what you think of this. I don't know when. Maybe sometime soon, maybe sometime in the futures. But I think one of these days we need to do like a proper movie marathon night. You know what I mean? Like a proper movie marathon where we watch like, I don't know, like at least like 4 or 5 movies in a row or something like that. A movie marathon. Like we'll figure out which movies they're gonna be. But excuse me. But yeah, like I pick a day at one time where I don't know when. I mean, it probably won't be anytime soon, to be honest. But it's like, there's life and stuff, life literally. But yeah, I feel like one of these days is going to be done, like a movie marathon. Watch like 4 or 5 movies in a row, and just kick back, relax, let them play. I just can't wait to go outside, stay indoors under each other's feet. This long ain't good. Yeah, I feel that. It's like, as much as you might love somebody, sometimes you need to be apart from them. Sometimes you just need your own space. Frozen Game, you've seen it. Nice. Yeah, it's a good movie. I've seen this quite a few times before, but I haven't seen it for a while. Sam's read it. Awesome. Let's play in a little bit. Sam's Game. Awesome. Frozen G, let me know what you think of this real quick. So I saw this on Twitter. We were just speaking about this a little while ago. Saw this on Twitter, and granted, it may be a joke, it might not be, but let me know what you think of this. Frozen Game and anybody else listening right now. So yeah, the lady put that she went out to this restaurant, right? The final bill came to over $1,000, and the people she was with were like didn't want to split the bill because all they had was drinks, right? And apparently the people who she was with, they're not really friends of her. I guess they're just people, maybe some she met that day, or I don't know, whatever. I don't know what situation, but they're not necessarily her main friends. So the people that presumably she may not know that well, right? All they had was a drink or two. The bill came to over $1,000. They didn't want to split the bill, and she was mad at that. Like, she was like mad that they would not want to split the bill with her. She felt like they were being unreasonable, that they didn't want to split the bill. What you think of that? What you think of that? Would you want to split the bill when all you had was one drink? And by the way, they didn't say the price of the drink. To be fair, some drinks are super expensive, but presumably the drinks are way less than $1,000. I'd have to kind of guess that, really. But let's say you went to a restaurant and all you had was, I don't know, let's say £10 worth of food, and the final bill came to over £1,000 with the people that you were with. Would you want to split the bill evenly amongst you, or would you be like, nah, I'm just going to pay for the food that I had? What would you do? What would you do? In fact, let me make a poll for that, actually. Did you hear PlayStation exec tried to meet a... Oh, I didn't. He was fired. Kids need to get back to school. They drive me nuts. Yeah. I guess that's what the teacher has to deal with. Now you know. Now you know. To help them. Some people are stingy with their money. Well, wait, stingy? Okay. I mean, that's true. Some people are stingy with their money. Depends on who they are. So you would consider splitting the bill if all you spent was a tenner. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. 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 I didn't hear about the PlayStation exec. I did hear they had some issues with like sexism going on and stuff like that at PlayStation, but I didn't know about the exec that got fired. Tried to meet a 15-year-old boy. Raw. So that's the thing. Like when you hear like because you know the whole thing Activision going on, and Sony come out with, oh yeah, we're speaking up against this and this needs to stop. Da 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 da. Microsoft, oh this needs to stop. Da da da. Nintendo, oh yeah, this needs to stop. This is bad. Da da da. It's like they say that stuff, and this is one of the things about corporations. Like they need to fix their own holes before they start speaking to other people, because like the amount of stuff that goes on in these places that you don't hear about, and they would have fixed their mouths to start talking about Activision. Like I ain't trying to cape for Activision. I'm just saying that when I heard about some of these companies talking about, oh yeah, Activision are bad, it's like, duh, yeah, but what are you doing in your place? You know what I mean? What's Sony doing when they got a man trying to meet 15-year-old boy? When they want to run their mouth talking about what Activision, pointing their fingers when they got pedophiles in their own camp. It's like, come on. And that's the thing. It's like, I understand that corporations are made up of people and people do bad things, but so it's not like you could ever say like, oh yeah, this is never ever going to happen in any place. Of course it can happen, right? But what are you doing about it? So it's not enough to just say this is bad. What are you doing about the stuff going on in your own camp? How do you make sure that, one, it doesn't happen, two, if it does happen, it's dealt with appropriately? And that's what they're not talking about, because they don't know that all these things are going on in their place. They just don't want to say nothing because it's not news. But now it's news. And now it's news. Now it's a pot calling the kettle black, because like, yeah, all these companies, like they got all kinds of skeletons going on. All of them. Like, you might not always hear about it, but best believe they got all kinds of stuff going on in them places that you just don't hear about. So yeah, Sony needs to fix their shizzle before they start talking about what other people should be doing. I ain't as nice and frozen. I mean, I feel like I could be kind and considerate. I don't know if I could be that kind and considerate though. I don't know if I could be that kind. If all I ate was £10 worth of food, and the bill was like £1,000, and they want to split the bill between like what, 3 people or whatever it was, I don't think so. It's like, there's my £10. There's a couple of pounds for a tip, and that's me. We can't tell Sophie, so she has to isolate for the duration despite what our results say. Okay, is that because of age you can't get it tested, or is it because you're isolated, you can't, I guess they can't come to the test? Okay. Let me do this poll thing real quick. So, Rest. I don't have to spell restaurant, by the way. This might come out wrong. I think that's how it's spelled. All right, so that's oh, why can't I post this? Your question is too long. Piss off. Three of you. It's not even long enough. Okay, I think I got it now. Okay. Okay, I've got it. So the question is, three of you in a restaurant. Your food. Oh, let me put a comma there so it makes more sense. Oh, the comma makes it too long, son of a bitch. Alright, so three of you in a restaurant. Your food is £10. Total bill is £1,000. Are you splitting the bill evenly? This is the question I'm asking the community right now. Let me post that real quick. That should come up in a moment or two. Alright, let me catch up with the chat and then we'll start this movie. No, the test is, oh, I see. She did a flow one that was bad enough. That was negative, but she had to do a PCR. There was no way, because she had cold symptoms. We was told to isolate. Oh, I see. Yeah, because they put the thing in your mouth and then your yeah. No, fair enough. I understand. All right. So, are you ready? So yeah, we're about to watch Life. It is, if you get it on 0, if you haven't already, I'm going to do a countdown, and on it will be a 3, 2, 1 play. So if you got it on Netflix, get it on 0. If you got it on DVD, Blu-ray, get it on 0. If not, it's all cool. We could watch along and still have some fun. But for those of you who have it ready, In 3, 2, 1. Oh wait, my bad. Here we go. Those who have it ready. In 3, 2, 1, play. Holly did the PCR. She was such a trooper. Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, ooh, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, I mean, the first time I did it was. I mean, it's uncomfortable because the first one I did was a self test actually, and it did still feel a bit uncomfortable. But even though I'm doing it myself, I'm probably not going all the way down. And then the ones where I've had that other people have. Oh wait, I just realized something. There you go. But the ones where I've had where other people have done it, most of them have been okay, I reckon. But I remember there was one that I got done where it felt like the lady was trying to dig my brains out with the with the swab, where she just went way too far up my nose, and I was like, you know, it's like that. It's like, yeah, this is. I don't think you need to go that far back. I don't think you need to go that far back. Just like this afterwards. You know when you feel like you want to sneeze, but nothing's coming out. You just have that feeling of like something that you feel like you're about to sneeze. You know, that feeling that you get right before you sneeze is that. But there's no sneeze coming out. You just got perpetual feeling of about to sneeze. This is like that. I got 25 to life. That voice sounds familiar now. The guy singing right now. I mean, I've seen this movie before, so yeah, it would be familiar. But you know, I feel like I know that artist's voice. We have had to do 2 PCRs. I never got the results for the first one, so I had to do it again. They're supposed to be quite quick with results now, like, because it used to be like it would take maybe like 2-3 days before you get the results. But yeah, it used to take like 2-3 days. But now, like the last few I've had, even the PCL ones, like they've been within like maybe like an hour or so, like maybe a couple of hours. They normally don't know what happened. They are normally. Maybe got lost in the post. By the way, I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but Netflix seemed to be like pumping out the movies lately. Like I've just noticed, like a load of movies been popping up on Netflix lately. Now I don't know, maybe they've been there a long time and they've only just been recommended to me recently, so I'm only just seeing them now. But there's been a lot of movies like popping up in my recommended feeds lately. Oh, that's a Sunny Latham. Yeah, Sunny Latham's just too beautiful, man. I can't even front on that. Like, you know, when there's like some gal out there where it's like, you know what I mean? They're just like, oof, damn. That's what you want, isn't it? I just don't see no reason to rush into things, that's all. But yeah, let me behave myself. let me behave myself. And he has been enjoying all the Call of Duty time. Call of Duty. I mean, I guess there's worse games out there. Was he play on an Xbox or PlayStation, or was he on? Or was he a PC guy? Because if he's playing on Xbox, there's no good reason for him not to be playing Halo Infinite. If he has an Xbox, there is no good reason to not be playing Halo Infinite, because that is a far superior game to Call of Duty. PlayStation, okay, fair enough. In that case, there's no good reason. That £500 he gets, he needs to get an Xbox with that. Like, forget paying bills and stuff. Get an Xbox with that £500, and maybe a few months of Xbox Game Pass with it. That's a much better option than you know, paying bills and all that kind of stuff and buying. Like, you don't need to buy food. You don't need to do all that. Just buy an Xbox, and everybody could enjoy it, because then it could be like, he could play the Xbox, right? He could play Halo Infinite on the Xbox, and everybody else can watch, right? And yeah, that's like, and yeah, everybody gets a partake in the fun. See, I'm out here solving problems. Pickpocket. Never buy an Xbox, so no way would I let him do that. Yeah, I do like the PlayStation, even though I haven't really played on that station for quite some time now. But yeah, I've been pretty much Xbox fanboy over the past, what, year or so. I'm Rick James, bitch.
You do. What's that say about you, Ray?
Man, Eddie Murphy, man. I ain't here yet. Where the hell is he? He's at the side down. Yeah, he's usually yeah, what's that been? We've been about 36 minutes. Okay. I guess he's yeah, okay. Guess he got something coming up. It's all good. Sometimes you can't make it. I understand. Whatever he's doing, hopefully he's alright. Making videos, maybe. This is set during a prohibition period. It may sound like a weird thing now, but there was once a time in America where it was illegal to buy and sell alcohol. That might sound like madness now, but yeah, there was once upon a time in America alcohol was illegal, and then people would bootleg it and sell them, make the moonshine, sell the moonshine, give the people what they want. A lot of gangs were doing that as well. A lot of the New York gangs. That's how they made some of their money, by bootlegging. I mean, I might be talking my arse a little bit, but it was something like that anyway. It was something like that. I can believe that, yeah. Yeah, I might be getting the details mixed up a little bit here and there, but I do know that there were definitely like gangs involved with it. Was selling, I think, was Al Capone, or that might be a bit too late actually. When was Al Capone? One of these famous gangsters was involved with bootlegging alcohol anyway. Alfonso Gabriel Capone, sometimes known by the nickname Scarface, was an American gangster and businessman who attained notoriety during the it was Al Capone, yeah, Prohibition era, as the co-founder and boss of the Chicago outfit. His 7-year reign as a crime boss ended when he went to prison at the age of 33. Oh wait, yeah, I remember this bit. This is the bit that inspires the title of this video, of this live stream. How'd you know my name? Whites only pies. Imagine never having a Jack Daniels. Don't be thinking of that. Imagine Jack Daniels' parents, instead of calling him Jack, named him I don't know. Let's see. Philip. No, that's still with Philip Daniels. No, I think that still works actually. Instead of Jack, what if his name was? Actually, I guess it kind of works either way. I don't know. I feel like Daniels. There's probably not too many names that don't go with Daniels actually. Thank God times have changed. Give them pie. Times have changed. Well, I guess times have changed. But yeah, unfortunately, some things stay the same. Yeah, there's an establishment in the United States called Chick-fil-A who don't allow homosexuals in their restaurant. And yeah, it was pretty big news a couple of years back. As far as I'm aware, they still don't allow homosexuals in their restaurant, or at the very least not to, you know, be open about it. So maybe if you went there and, I don't know, didn't hold hands or something, I don't know how they can tell. But you know, like if they didn't, if it's not obvious, then yeah. But if it's obvious to them that one is a homosexual, they will ask that person to leave. But yeah, that was pretty big news. I think about a couple of years ago when I first heard about it. I ain't never seen you on here before. I forgot his name. Didn't even wait for the answer. Yeah. She fine. She fine. Finally remembered his name. $2 to get home. $2, you know. Man, I'm have to do another poll. Would you bang a whore for $2? Would you bang a prostitute for $2? If a lady offered to put it on you and wanted $2 in exchange, are you going for it? Man, that's the way inflation. It's one time when I was in Toronto. This is like years ago. I don't even know, like 15, maybe 20, probably, yeah, nah. No, maybe not quite 20, but yeah. I reckon maybe close to 20 years ago, like 18, 17, 18, around. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was a while ago. It was a long time ago. Anyway, I'm out, and I'm coming back to my hotel. I'm walking through the streets at night, walking back to my hotel. And this is maybe around about, I don't know, 11 p.m., maybe close to 12. Is that kind of time. And I turn around a corner to the road that my hotel is on. And then as soon as I get round that corner, very first thing I see is like a line of working girls. It's a line of women just like leading up to my hotel. Now, I would say that's not the first time I've come in contact with a prostitute. However, it definitely was the first time I've seen that many on the street. Clear as day. I mean, it was nighttime, but you know, just clear. And yeah, a little bit shocked. A little bit shocked. And I'm walking. Did I go? Wow. So I'm walking. And you know, I'm just like looking and looking away, that sort of thing. And then there's one lady in particular catches my eye, you know, caught my attention. She smiles at me. I smile back. And, you know, I'm looking away. And she's walking towards me. I'm walking sort of towards her. And then as I pass, I say, "Good evening, miss." You know, just be polite, right? And I carry on walking. And then she calls back after me, like, as I'm walking past, and just says, what's she say now? Yeah, she says, blowjob $60. Like, just like that. Just don't even, like, just blowjob $60. And I was like, what? I mean, I heard what she said, by the way. I heard exactly what she said. But I was like, what? And so she repeated it. And then I was like, oh, okay. And I couldn't stop laughing. I just couldn't stop laughing. And she must have thought I was just some bumbling idiot or whatever. But I just couldn't stop laughing. And I can't remember what I said to her after that. But I remember I did speak to her for, I don't know, a brief moment. We exchanged a few words. And then at the end, I shook her hand. I said, thank you, but I'll pass. And then went about my way. Went back to the hotel. But can't lie, man, it's definitely tempted. Definitely tempted. Like I was thinking about it. I was like in my hotel room, I was counting my money. Like, you know what? I can't actually afford this. I've got plenty of money for it. I can't afford it. You know what I mean? Apparently back then it was legal. It's not anymore. I don't think. I think they've changed. Well, I don't think. I know they've changed the law since then. I don't think it's illegal there, but it's just like a weird law. It's kind of similar to how the British law works with it as well. But yeah, back then when I went, it was legal. It was totally legal. The only thing that what they told me, what one lady was telling me, is that it's legal to be a prostitute, but it's illegal to be a pimp, and you can't operate out of a house. I can't remember what exactly it was, but it's something like you can't I guess bring people back to your house and do it there or something like that. So it has to be like in a hotel or, I don't know, back of a dumpster or something. I don't know. 60, wow, she must give it good. $60, I mean, at the time, that was the equivalent of, I think, around £50 or so, 40, £50. But yeah, like she was telling me, it was like blowjob was $60, and one other lady was telling me, but yeah, it was blowjob was $60, and full sex, like regular sex, was like $300. Surprising the things you remember, isn't it? I mean, this is something that happened nearly 20 years ago, and I remember the prices. Bloody hell, man. Shows my level of thinking. I remember the prostitute price list from nearly 20 years ago. How about reward, baby Bob? See y'all in the morning. I guarantee it. Really. He's there himself, innit? Off from the bribe. Yeah, you gotta be careful, innit? Life. Man, imagine going to prison for the rest of your life for something you didn't commit. I mean, going to prison for life is just bad anyway, right? But imagine going to prison for a crime you didn't commit, and for you spend the rest of your life in prison and you didn't even do the crime, mate. Man. Mississippi State Prison. Yeah, our justice system isn't always harsh enough. Well, yeah, that's true. That is true. People getting like community service or whatever for, you know, like what's that guy? I can't remember his name right now. But this guy got caught raping a girl behind a behind a dump truck. Dumps behind a dumpster. It was like a college thing. He got caught. Two guys caught him, chased him as he tries to run away. Caught him, held him down. You know, got the police involved, everything else. He got caught red-handed. He got caught in the act of raping a part. I think the one was passed out as well, or something like that. He got caught. So it's not a question of like, did he do it? Maybe he didn't. No, he got caught in that act. And the guy got something like, I think like 5 months in prison. No, he got like, I can't remember the exact sentence, but I think he got something like six months in prison. But he only ended up serving like 2 or 3 months. That's the mother who killed that 6-year-old boy. She should have gotten life. Okay, I heard about it. I don't have the verdict though. What did they give her in the end? I did hear a little bit about that case. She got 20 odd years. Oof. Man. What goes through a person's head that makes them think killing a child is a good course of action? Like, killing anybody is bad, of course, but it's like a child, you know, like, come on, man. Some horrible people in this world, man. And this guy, the prisoner that turns against the other prisoners for a little extra. To abuse a child for a period of time, then eventually kill him. They don't ever deserve to be free. Just in my opinion, 100%. I agree with that. Like, I feel like people get longer sentences for lesser crimes. Like, I can't think of any right now specifically, but I'm sure I've heard of people getting longer sentences for lesser crimes. Like, people go in, doing like 30, 40 years for, like, I don't know, say robbery or something like that, or maybe armed robbery, which, you know, a bad crime. I'm not trying to diminish the seriousness of an armed robbery. Not at all. It's a serious crime, for sure. But if you get something like 30, 40 years for armed robbery, and then 20 years for abuse and murder of a child, that you know what I mean? It just doesn't seem... something's not quite right there. Hey, Bernie Mac. Jiggly. Jiggly, jiggly. Rest in peace, Bernie Mac.
How you doing? Fine. First time in? Not at all. I've been in and out of prison. Mostly in.
You lie.
You won't have no problem with justice. Shouldn't have a problem, no. You need anything. Every time. Lean jiggly, jiggly. I appreciate it. Jiggly, jiggly, jiggly.
Jiggly, jiggly.
Claw, claw. Yeah, claw. Man, not for supper. Like a lady.
Some people do what they do because of situations they're in. Not conditioning, but not condoning it. But you can see why some people that are just evil. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like I think some of the problems we have with crime is like you said, there's certain crimes that are done because of like situations and things like that, and the answer for the longest time, even till now, really, is really just like, yeah, throw them in jail. But no one's really addressing the root cause of it. But yeah, like there's people who are just cruel. Some people are just cruel for no other reason than they're cruel. I don't know, maybe they got some childhood trauma they haven't dealt with, possibly, maybe. But I don't justify it.
all month, man. Even if y'all was out and was reading the paper. You ain't heard about hard rain? Hard rain? Fuck it, you know, sometimes you got to do certain shit. It's just enough that people know that you know I go when I need to go. But there's no telling what I may do.
Yeah, softest people in the hardest prison. Oof, trying to act tough. Some people go to jail because they kill but have severe mental health issues. They need help, not jail. Some people, though, are just born wrong. So the thing about prisons, what they should be, I mean, they use the term correctional facility, right? But they're not really that. I mean, they should be, right? They should be helping people, whether it's with mental health issues, whether it's with social issues, you know, all the sort of things that lead up to a person committing a crime. That's what they should be doing. But it's not really. I mean, actually, you know, to be fair, I guess in some cases it can be that. But by and large, it is just you throw someone in jail. Sometimes they decide, okay, I'm not going to commit crimes anymore when they come out. Other times, they just figure out how to not get caught, you know. All for the cornbread. Cornbread is nice though. I had cornbread when I was in New York. It's kind of like a cake. You know, not quite a cake, but it's kind of like a cake. I don't know how you describe it other than that, but yeah, it's kind of like a cake, but not quite a cake. Kind of like a Madeira cake, but maybe not as sweet. Like it looks like, if you look at it, it looks like a slice of Madeira cake, but it's maybe not that sweet and maybe not as soft either. But it's still nice though, still nice. You can get cornbread over here, but it's, yeah, not too many places sell it. You have to find like specialist places and stuff. Oof, smacked around. Now we have maps. Just show the way. I mean, part of it I feel is like, as they say, like when you know better, you should do better, right? And of course, there's a time when it's like, okay, we didn't know certain things about, you know, people and mental health and things along those lines. We just didn't know that, and because you don't know it, you don't know that's something you should deal with. But now it's like we know it. Now it's like we know it, but what's really being done about it? I don't know what map says. Look it up. Okay. So you weren't talking about, like, you know, a map to find a place then, I'm guessing. Okay. All right. Maps. Like, what's the context? Because I mean, I see Google Maps, but I don't think that's what you're talking about. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, because that's what I was thinking, like maps like Google Maps. But I'm guessing that's not the type of maps you meant.
Could issue a temporary marriage letter. Oh, no.
Sane Levin had to pay though.
I now pronounce you man and wife. You go have a good time. Love banks, go to the top. Love banks, head for the top. Come on, up. That's it. That's right.
Any maps 100% correct? As mentioned above, there are no most accurate maps at all. So various maps have been created. However, in the 1960s, the biggest use purpose of the plan map navigation will change. Oh, that's something else. Don't know if I can say it's not labeling pedos as that it's minor attracted persons. Okay, so yo, what up, Thomas? Evan Thomas, Wagwan, you good? So, how you doing, Evan? We're just talking about some things, and once you came in, but apparently, as I'm learning now, there is a term. So you don't instead of pedo, they say a minor. I don't know. I mean, that kind of sounds like justifying it to some degree. Am I? I don't know. Maybe I'm misunderstanding it, but a pedophile is a pedophile, right? And as such, that should be the term used, pedophile, or pedo for short. I don't know. When you say minor attracted person, like, is that like an attempt to normalize it or something? Like, I don't know. That sounds. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm misunderstanding it, but. There says you're trying to push this. It's scary. Oof. Yeah, there's some craziness going on, man. Like, yeah, everybody wants to hear it. Evan, there's a poll going on right now. If you haven't already, cast your vote in the poll. So we're trying to find out what people's views are on when it comes to splitting the bill in restaurants. So yeah, check the poll and cast your vote as to what would you do in a particular situation where you're at a restaurant with some friends. You ate £10 worth of food. The total bill was £1,000, and somebody wants to split the bill evenly between you. Are you splitting the bill evenly, or something else? What's the shit? You hear me calling Worcestershire sauce? Like, oh, gotta love Americans. Yeah, man. It does feel like sometimes when you hear about some of these things that come along, and it's like, I mean, look, I understand that you know, there's a thing about being understanding and all that sort of stuff, and compassionate and this, that, and the other, which, okay, of course, that's a good thing. But at the same time, compassion doesn't necessarily mean you have to like everything. Compassion can mean that you let a person know that what they're doing is wrong. That could be a form of compassion, and not just like making them feel like they're doing the right thing or they're doing a good thing. Nah, sometimes the compassion is, I need to let you know that what you're doing is wrong, and we need to be clear that it is wrong. I can tell you why it's wrong, but it is wrong, and that's a form of compassion, just letting somebody know that what they're doing is wrong. And not in like an arrogant, ego, mean way or whatever, but just like, no, there are no circumstances where it's okay for a grown-up to be trying to fiddle around with children. That is not okay. Ever. You done your vote? Nice. I saw a tweet like that. That's why that's the inspiration behind that poll. I saw somebody tweet about it, and they were upset that their friends didn't want to split the bill when the bill came to over $1,000, and apparently their friends only had like a small amount, like only had drinks. Yeah, we're watching live today. We are about 50 something minutes in, about 53-ish minutes in. If anybody's just joining in and wants to try and catch up. Does it even show up on this? No, it doesn't actually. Oh, I might do a little bit actually. But yeah, about 50, maybe about 54 minutes now. How's your day going, Evan? What's on your mind? We trying to get into? S-O-F-T, soft. They fighting now. Gonna just been doing the extract. Okay, cool. X. XXX Tentacion. Yeah, I've got one of his songs in my workout playlist. It's called Sad. Sad to know ya, sad to know ya. Not lately. But it's all good, it's all good. I did hear about some. I'm sure it was a documentary about XTentacion and was it Lil Peep and Juice WRLD. I'm not if it's out already or if it's coming out, but I heard it on the radio. I heard him talk about it on the radio a few times. I'm usually driving when the radio's on, so I don't always catch every word, but yeah. Update it a little bit. Cool. So what's your goal with that then? Like, is it just to like? Is it to get? Are you trying to achieve something with it, or is it just existing for just to exist? You know. Man, Faith being decided by a little girl now. Man. Caught and shackled. What about the doc with X, Juice, and Peep? Like, well, you talking about them have a track on a doc or something? I'm not sure exactly what it was. Like I say, I heard it on the radio, and because I'm driving, I don't hear all the words. But there was something. I think it's like I think it's an audio documentary. In fact, I don't know. Are you in the UK, by the way? Because if you're in the UK, you could probably find it on the BBC Sounds app. Or BBC Sounds, because that's where I heard it was on BBC Radio. I put a little poop. I might say Lil Peep. Yeah, here we go. It's called Legends Fall in the Making. There's, I guess, 8 parts to it. Okay, so I guess it's an 8-part series on BBC Sounds where they're talking about Juice WRLD, Lil Peep, Pop Smoke, and XXXTentacion. But yeah, if you're not in the UK, I don't know if it'll work because BBC is, well, UK based. That being said, if you have a VPN, it might work. So, I ain't know if you've got a VPN or not. But if you do, or maybe it just works anyway. I'm going to try that link. Try that link. If it works, cool. If not, then you might need a VPN. And then, you know, change the settings to make it look like you're in the UK and then try it. I've not listened to any of those episodes, by the way, so I don't know what they're saying on those. I just heard about it, heard them talking about it on the radio, so I've not actually listened to this series. But yeah, I reckon you'd probably be far more interested than I am. So there you go, there you go. I don't know any of those any of those people are rappers, I'm guessing. Well, were really, they all died, but yeah, they're rappers. Juice WRLD, Pop Smoke, XXXTentacion, I think they all died last year. Lil Peep, I think, died last year as well. But yeah, they all died. Not, yeah, I think, yeah, all maybe like 2019, 2020, or between 2018 and 2020, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, it was relatively close. They all died in a relatively short amount of time. The link works. Awesome. Or 2017, I guess. Lil Peep died 2017. Yeah, I mean, Juice WRLD, I guess, was a rapper, but I don't know. I feel like saying Juice WRLD's a rapper doesn't quite cover it, because he did a lot of different styles in his music, and they definitely don't all fall under rap. But yeah, he was a really good. Like, I had listened to some of his freestyles, and dude was just like. But he's got a song called what's it called again? Lucid Dreams by Juice WRLD. Lucid Dreams by Juice WRLD, and yeah, and it's an incredible song. It is just incredible. Like, you know, like the other day we were talking about, you know, sort of people talking from like their heart and people talking from like a genuine place, and yeah, that's one of those songs where you know it's just come from. I mean, you can tell it's come from a place of pain. And check it out, yeah. Yeah, Peep 2017, X 2018, Juice 2019, Pop Smoke 2020, yeah. There was another... I always appreciate rawness, yeah. And they're all young as well, like early 20s, I think. Actually, I think, yeah, Peep... I'm not sure about Peep, but I think he was maybe late teens, early 20s. But I think all of them were... I mean, they're all young, I know that much. I'm not sure the exact ages, but... I believe they're all sort of late teens, early 20s. Which, yeah, and to be that kind of like raw, open at that age, like you don't, at least I don't see that very, very often. So you got this young guy just like practice bearing his pain and his heart in the song, and it's, yeah. Yeah, but there was another rapper that died recently called Young Dolph. And I saw online today that he's been buried in a coffin that's valued, there's a gold coffin that's valued at like $200,000. And inside the coffin, with his body, they're placing $50,000 cash. So he's going to be buried in a $200,000 coffin with $50,000 cash inside the coffin. That's what they're doing. Now, I don't know. I don't know if it's true because it does sound a bit out there. But if it is true, then bruh, that I mean, look, I know people have different traditions and different beliefs and mourn in different ways, but $200,000 on a coffin and $50,000 cash inside a coffin, I ain't sure that's such a good idea. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that money could probably go to a much better place. But hey, I'm just one guy.
Somebody in this game. I can feel it in my bones.
Daddy, give me my baby back.
Laughing at me. You know who the daddy of that chocolatey baby is? Huh? You do? Who is it? Speak up! My baby boy. I know the father of that baby boy. Oh, I'm that baby's daddy. Any fool can see that baby belongs to me. I want it different. That little rascal belong to me. Proud to say, boss, I'm that baby's daddy. I be the car, boss. I'm the car that they're young and boss. I'm the pappy.
Jiggle. Can't get right.
That was the last we ever saw in an Abernathy in Romeo. To celebrate his departure, Camp 8 threw ourselves a little party. Rainbow bodied the moonshine, and Claude managed to scare up some girls. It wasn't quite the boom room, but it was close enough.
The boom room.
Come on, man. Get that, man. She don't mean that to him. It ain't no man. Hell with him. Ain't that. What's your problem? Sitting around looking all sad and shit. It's almost all right in here today. Almost.
Who needs DNA testing? And you can hold the babies. Well, it's more accurate, I suppose. Don't need to do no checks. Just hold the baby up. Yeah. Accurate way of checking.
What am I gonna do out there, man? I can't go home to my mama like this. Man, that shit you talking is crazy. Your mama gonna be happy to see you when you get home. Not like this, right? Hey, look. World done changed a lot since 1945, boy. Not for me, it ain't. You can't stay here. Damn sure. I tell you what else. Anybody else in this whole place would give it right on to be in your shoes right now. I know I would.
And baby doesn't have any real features. I don't know, I feel like sometimes, well, maybe not sometimes. I guess it depends. But I feel like there are definitely sometimes when you look at a baby and you look at a parent and you can see like some resemblances there. You know, sometimes. But yeah, it's like one of those things where it's not like a cast iron guarantee that must be the baby's daddy just because they have a similar looking, I don't know, eye shape or
Where you going, Biscuit? Oh. Where you going, boy? Don't do that, do it.
this Oof. Oh man, that's so sad. It's kind of implied. They don't say it, but it's very heavily implied when he says about it's not 1945 for me. You know, just like how he felt like, what are you gonna go home to when, you know, the world doesn't acknowledge you as a human? When you were talking about XP and Juice, I thought you meant a track. Oh, right, no, I was talking about, yeah, it was just a documentary. Oh, well, I don't know if it's a documentary, but I guess it's an audio series that the BBC are doing, or have done.
I mentioned both. The fact is, parts don't come cheap. That kid can hit. What can you guys do?
Man, we're the one who work with him night and day on that game. I'm not gonna let it go, Ray. No, I'm not, okay? The man said he was gonna put in good work. Explain yourself.
At least the kid's getting out. That's what you wanted, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Show them prophets how to play ball. They can throw you straight.
Webcam. He's actually in a Tupac video called what's it called? I Ain't Mad at Ya. And if I remember correctly, I believe that was the last video Tupac shot before he died. I might have to double check that, but I think it might be the last video that he shot before he died, and it's a video where Tupac actually gets shot in the video, in the music video, and then he's doing a song from the afterlife. The reason I say that is because it is said that Juice did a remix to Falling Down. I talked to a ex-leaker and they don't know anything about it. I'm assuming it's a Juice leaker or a peep leaker. I mean, no offense to that, but Juice leaker and peep leaker just sound like somebody has toilet issues. Juice leaker, okay. Might want to see a doctor about that. Peep leaker, yeah. Might need to see a urologist about the peep leaking.
Can't get right, just got himself a pardon signed by the governor thanks to us. But we can't seem to do nothing for ourselves. Don't you feel a little frustrated right now, Ray? Crop dusting. I'm not getting in no airplane with you. You know, I'm finally wrapping my mind around this whole concept. Oh, really? What concept is that? They threw us in this shithole for life, Ray. Don't you get it? We gonna die here. We might as well head up to the cemetery, pick a plot, and start digging.
Now let me tell you something. My daddy died in a place like this because of that shit you talking. He gave up hope and hung himself. And I ain't going out like that, Lord.
Well, maybe you're fooling yourself, Ray. Maybe you just a chip off the old block.
Man, you gonna take that back or we ain't friends.
Newsflash, Ray, we ain't never been friends. We just been stuck together for 12 years. It's been nothing but pure hell since the moment I ran into you, Ray. Every time I look at you, I get sick to my stomach, thinking what my life could have been if I never ever bumped into Ray Gibson.
Right, slow down. Could you finish say something you gonna regret? Quiet down, nigga.
Only thing I regret is the day I met you, Ray.
Well, that's the way it is, huh?
Yeah, that's the way it is.
Well, I ain't got nothing else to say to your ass then.
Thank you.
Friends, enemies, friends, enemies.
With rain clawed not talking, the place felt a little harder, a little colder. You don't need no education.
Oh wait, yeah. This bit is when I think it's, yeah. I mean, it's a funny film, but there's definitely some real sad moments in this movie. When you watch films like this, and the segregation between races is heartbreaking, yet some people want that again. I don't think they really understand what segregation truly means. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Like, it's crazy when... it's crazy when you see people asking for things, saying things like people need to be separated, blacks, white need to be separated. And... and it's like, yeah, that's been done before. It wasn't a good thing. But there's an old saying that goes, people who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. I think that's so true. I think that's so true, because my guess is that a lot of these people who ask things like this, like you said, they don't really understand segregation. They don't really know what it means. I feel like they're not really looking at history and trying to understand it. And look, I know the history that we learn in school isn't necessarily complete, right? And it's very one-sided a lot of the times. I get that, but there's still things you can look up and find out for yourself.
Round about 1972, I got transferred to the infirmary, and those two fools were still at it. But no matter how tough a man is,
And you get people who don't necessarily ask for segregation like directly, but they would maybe campaign for things that effectively mean that. And by the way, I feel like there is a difference between segregation and, say, creating spaces for people to feel maybe comfortable or safe in, and those spaces might need to be for just specific people. You know, things like that make sense, you know, I think, depending on which groups we're talking about, of course. But you know what I mean? I feel like I feel like, yeah, if you talk about a place for people of, you know, specific people to sort of feel safe, that I feel like that's different from segregation. So, but yeah, there are people who really about that, you know, separating races and creating entire communities that live completely separate from, you know, of one race, completely separate from another race. And it's like,
If that pie-eating son of a bitch step off them bottles, if so much as one tongue hit that Dutch, I want you to shoot him right in his ass. I want you to kill him. I want you to shoot him dead. You do that, I swear to God, you're a free man. Hell, I want you out the gate myself.
you know, I got to be honest with you, boy. You don't want that gun, but I probably should do it.
That was the wrong answer, boy.
history should be taught. Black history should be taught because we are supposed to learn from it, but these days it feels like it's going the wrong way. People aren't learning from history. I'm trying to repeat it. Like I saw one guy was talking about black children should be taught separately from white children. It's like, there's no need for that.
You gonna make me fall off this shit talking to your head? I'm being bored, right? Just 4 years. Bored my ass.
There's no need for that. Because things like that don't really do anything. I mean, I guess you need to look at things like, okay, what's happening in specific schools, and are there things that might need to be done separately before pulling people together. That's always a possibility, right? But the idea of just like separating races completely and teaching them, you know, mathematics, you know, one class for white kids, one class for black kids, it's like, nah, that's not necessary. That's not necessary. So teaching white people are privileged and black people are opposed seems wrong to me. Talk about messing with kids' mental states of all races. I think with that though, there's, I mean, yeah, I think the way people talk about privilege is a little bit off, because often people talk about privilege as if, you know, like white privilege, as if it's like, you know, you're white, everything's gonna be fine and you're gonna have no problems and everything's gonna be handed to you, and people talk about it in that kind of way, and I feel like it's not quite that. You know, when you talk about white privilege, there are systems that favor people, right? But that doesn't mean that every single white person is going to benefit from that. Doesn't mean that every single white person is going to just breeze through life, you know. So yeah, I feel like there needs to be an awareness that not everything is fair, right? Not everything works out for everybody, and there are definitely, you know, discriminations and things along those lines, and things that benefit some people and don't benefit other people, and there should be an awareness of that. But the idea that just because you're this, everything's going to be this way, yeah, nah, I feel like that's just a little bit, well, more than a little bit off.
This myrtle could use some attention. Perhaps some fertilizer would restore its exuberance. Go ahead to work.
Tell me what you think of this place.
Like I saw, it was D.L. Hewley posted this once. He's a comedian, and you know, I mean, D.L. Hewley's one of these guys. I appreciate his takes on things, but he posted once that I'm fair, he's talking more about people in America rather than just in general. But it said something like, you know, if you're white and you're poor, then you've I can't remember the exact word, but it was something like you squandered the privilege or something like that. Like you've effectively, like, if you're white and you're poor, then effectively you're just silly is what he's coming down to. Like, because you should, you know, it's really just that cut along that idea of like, you know, just because you're white, then things are gonna be easy for you. Like you can get anything you want, and if you're poor and struggling, then you just must be silly. You know, it's kind of along those lines. I can't remember the exact wordings, but it's pretty much along those kind of lines. Maybe not exactly that specifically, but just along those kind of lines. But yeah, I just feel like things like that just kind of miss certain realities. That, yeah, not every white person comes from money. You know, not every white person comes from, you know, a big, rich background. You know what I mean? And trying to present an idea that that's it for everybody. It's like, well, it's not true. It's empirically not true. Like you can see that it's not true, you know. And yeah, I think it is fair to say that on average, the issues that a black person might face are going to be different on average the issues that a white person might face, right? And I think we all kind of understand that. But that shouldn't be a thing where we just be like, oh well, yeah, you're white, you're gonna ease and you know, and that's your privilege and da da da. it's like, okay, well, how do we first of all understand what's happening, why it's happening, and be honest about it? You know, like, let's have these conversations in an honest way where, look, some people do benefit from things that happens and other people don't, and we shouldn't pretend that it doesn't happen, but we can't also act as if everybody gets it. You know, everybody gets that benefit when that's clearly not the case either. And trying to treat somebody as if you know, they've had all these benefits and everything's been easy for them, you know, when that just might not be their reality, you know. I mean, imagine somebody, let's say a black guy who's, I don't know, CEO of a company, right? And, you know, he's been through issues, he's been through discrimination, he's been through all these sorts of things. But imagine that guy talking to a homeless white guy about his white privilege. You know what I mean? There's a point where you have to look at it and say, like, yes, we all have problems and our problems are different, but we can't just assume that everybody of a particular skin color lives a certain way or benefits from a certain thing just because other people do. I don't know. Maybe I made no sense. Maybe I made no sense. I hopefully it made some. Hopefully you got what I was trying to say. Let's just be more compassionate. I think that's what I'm really trying to say. Let's just be more compassionate towards people. That's what I'm really trying to say. More compassion, more understanding. Just worry about the kid's mental state. Question, Haze. How do you feel about leaks and leakers? Do you like them? I mean, it depends what kind of leaks and leakers we're talking about. We're talking about people who can't hold their piss in. I mean, I don't hate them, but, you know, I'd rather they don't sit on my couch. You know what I mean? Are you talking about people who leak news and information about celebrities and stuff like that? I don't feel any particular way about that sort of thing, to be honest. I generally don't follow a lot of celebrity news anyway. I hear things from time to time and some stuff I'll read about if it pops up in my news feeds, but I generally don't pay that much attention to a lot of celebrities outside of the music they release or the films they produce and, you know, that sort of thing. So it's like, yeah, things get leaked. It is what it is. I feel like sometimes leaks are very deliberate, and they're not really leaks. They're just somebody. It's more like a marketing ploy. That's my guess, that a lot of these leaks are really just marketing strategies. Maybe not. But overall, yeah, I don't feel no way about it. They do what they do. In the UK though, if your benefits, you're stuck regardless of color. Once you're stuck in a system, it's hard to get out. You make a lot of sense. I agree. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. Music wise, yeah. I will say, just in regards to leaks though, that yeah, if it is a genuine leak, like, you know, a song was supposed to release on, I don't know, the 25th of March or whatever, right? And there was a very specific reason why a song was supposed to release on that day. And then somebody leaked it early. You know, I feel like that sort of stuff is not cool, just because it might ruin something about the song or the film or whatever it may be. So yeah, I feel like that sort of thing isn't cool, but yeah, it happens. Not really much you can do. Just maybe just try not to follow the leaks too much. But yeah, I think we all have privileges, you know. I think we all have some kind of privilege. We don't all have the same privileges, but I think we all do have some kind of privilege. You know, something that, and I think the thing about privileges as well is that privileges oftentimes are given to you. You don't necessarily ask for them. They're often given to you, and because they're given to you without you asking, you might not necessarily realize that's you benefit in a certain way. Oh, it's getting serious now.
What's going on here? Well, I think I might just have to teach this uppity nigger a lesson in manners. Ray, now be cool. You gonna get us in a lot of trouble now. Easy, right, Gibson. You put that gun down, or I'm gonna have to shoot you. We about to be some shot up motherfuckers here. Now wait a minute, don't nobody shoot nobody. Ray, now I wanna see this son of a bitch dead just like you. Okay, but I don't wanna see you go down with it. Ray, give me the gun. Come on now, give me the gun. Hey, oh, he got my dad's lock. He killed Wizard here, come. Don't listen to him, Watkins. He's crazy. Gibson, I want you to stop now. Think about what you're saying. I know just what I'm saying. That black hole thing my dad ever give me.
I say white privilege doesn't exist. There's ignorant, it definitely does exist. I just don't believe poor white privilege have much of it. That actually happened this year. Someone leaked Juice WRLD Lucid Dreams remix for I forget how much, and then it released officially. So basically someone leaked it for 3 days. So it got leaked. That's what I mean. Sometimes the leaks ruin things because there's like a whole plan and this, that, and the other. And that, yeah, and that kind of sucks. But yeah, it's like when it's like I remember I think it was what's her name? It was one actress anyway. She was talking about how she's benefited from white privilege, and you know, sort of like her going through the acting world. And I watched some guy on YouTube who was talking about it, and his take was because she acknowledged that she's benefited from those privileges, that makes her a racist. And I was kind of like, yeah, no, not yeah. And his whole justification, his whole kind of way to explain it was that because, you know, if she's admitting that white privilege exists and she benefited from it, that means she's a racist for benefiting from white privilege. And then he was using it as a way of saying that white privilege doesn't exist. And yeah, I mean, the video, to be honest, it didn't make a whole lot of sense. But yeah, it's like to admit that, you know, you've benefited from something, that when you realize that the way things have worked out for you is vastly different to the way it's worked out for other people of, say, you know, similar sort of skills and experience and stuff like that. And you start to realize that, okay, maybe it's because of this skin that I'm in that people were more willing to do things for me than other people. You know, and it's not, it doesn't make you a racist to admit that you've benefited from something, but I feel like it's an awareness that everybody needs to have, that when you realize that some, like, for example, I don't know, like I say, privileges are oftentimes given to you without asking, so you might not realize it right away, but when you do realize that things are benefiting you in a way that is unfair to other people, you know, it takes a lot to admit something like that, because effectively it becomes like a, you know, a don't look a gift horse in a mouse kind of don't look a gift horse in a mouse kind of situation, where when you start to realize that things are going well for you and not so well for other people, you know, it's difficult to like speak up on that, because then it might not work out so well for you after that. You know, those benefits might start getting taken away. But I feel like if we don't do that, if we don't, you know, speak up about these things, and it kind of just stays there. So yeah, I feel like it takes a lot to, when you realize that you've been on the receiving end of this thing that has benefited you but negatively impacted other people around you, and to be able to say that, yeah, I see this now, that takes a lot. It takes a lot. But yeah, but I feel like that sort of thing has to go for everybody. Like I say, we all have privileges of some kind. We just don't have the same privileges. And when we realize the privileges that we have, I mean, of course, not all privileges are a bad thing, by the way. Sometimes it just is what it is. You know what I mean? But when you realize the privileges that you have, and especially the ones that do negatively impact other people, the next step is to be able to say, okay, I see this now, and let's talk about it. Let's see what we can do about it. Let's see what we can do to make it fair for everybody. But leakers are good in some ways, as X has lost tracks that being deleted. It's crazy about how much it is to leak a track. Do you think it's overpriced to leak a track? In this case, deleted. I didn't know it cost anything to leak a track. How much does it cost to leak a track? I mean, doesn't it just like you? I always just thought that, you know, somebody works somewhere and gets a hold of something and uploads it to the internet. That's how I thought. I don't realize that you have to pay money to leak a track. How much you pay to leak a track? I don't know. I've seen a lot of white liberals say stuff that sounds kind of racist, but they believe they are helping the black community. Oh, well, white liberals up. That's yeah. I mean, on one hand, I don't know. I mean, maybe they maybe they mean well, maybe, but yeah. Helping that black communities, it comes across like you need me, so save you. Sounds, yeah, it's very much that with a lot of it, you know, this kind of like white savior complex, you know, and I think that's sort of similar to what you were saying about you know, not teaching people they're just oppressed, you know. It's kind of like that, like there is a danger in like telling somebody from a young age you're a second-rate citizen and the white man's here to save you. Like, okay, if you tell people that from a young age, it's like, what are we expecting to happen? What good can we realistically expect out of that? So yeah, there is that. That's that kind of thing. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that don't like the term victim. They don't like to refer to as victims. For those sorts of reasons, they don't want that label attached to them. You know, something bad's happened to them, no matter what it is, they don't like the term to be referred to as a victim, because it kind of creates this kind of, sympathy type thing, which they feel they don't want that to define who they are. And I get that, man. I feel like I totally understand that as a thing, because words have power, right? The way we describe things and the way we talk about things, you know, there is a power to that. You know, how we, like the difference between, calling somebody, a thief or a burglar. You know what I mean? Like, there's this different kind of connotations that come with these words. I don't know, maybe that's not a good example, but you know what I mean? The way we describe things, you know, it does mean something. So yeah, I mean, the idea of saying, a person saying, look, I don't want to be called a victim, I get it, you know. I'm not saying everybody has to abide by that, of course, that's an individual thing, but I understand when somebody says that. Basically, someone has an old track, so their selves or lost somewhere. So the leakers go deep searching. Okay, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna get that you can maybe hack into a computer and find like an unreleased track and release it, but you're talking about like paying money to leak? Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, who pays who to leak something? Because if I hack into a computer and I find an unreleased Juice WRLD song and I download it to my computer, and then I go to an internet cafe and upload it to YouTube and be like, yeah, unreleased Juice WRLD song from, 2018 or whatever. That's what I'm thinking leaking is, right? But who pays who then to do that? Or if I work somewhere, if I work in a record company and I find like some unreleased songs from an artist, and I take a copy of it without nobody knowing, and then upload it to some SoundCloud or whatever. That's what I'm thinking leaking is. But yes, I don't understand who pays who. Like, who's paying to leak. That's the bit I don't understand. You can be whoever you want to be if you work hard, regardless of background. That's a healthy mentality, not this other crap. Some leaks that were bought are free. $75. $3,000? Why are you paying $3,000, $4,500? The leaker pays the person who has it. Oh, so they buy it to leak it. I see what you mean. So somebody buys it from somebody has a copy of it, and somebody else buys it from that person, and that person uploads it. Okay, in that case, yeah, that allowed it. I'm not paying somebody money to go leak somebody else's song. That don't make no damn sense at all. Like, why am I if somebody has an unreleased song, why am I giving that person $4,000 so I can go upload it and let people listen to it for free? No, bun that, man. Like, listen, that don't make no kind of sense at all. Like, either if the person who got the song in the first place, if they ain't gonna upload it, why am I paying them money so I can upload it? If I'm paying money to get a song like that, I'm not uploading it anywhere. That's for my ears only, best believe. If I'm paying $4,000 for an unreleased song by an artist, that's my ears only. That ain't going on no SoundCloud, that ain't going on no YouTube, that ain't going nowhere. That is my ears only. $4,500 and then you go upload it to YouTube and let people listen to it for free while somebody else collects the ad revenue. Like, bun that, man. Bun that, man. I ain't, Goes from private to public. That's the end of the movie, y'all. Just the credits rolling now. But yeah, I do think I was watching this was a TikTok video actually, and they were talking about the idea of working hard and a sort of being a myth. And what they were saying is that it's not just about, you can work hard and work hard and work hard, and you may still never get anywhere because like there's all these sort of systems in place that prevent you from really progressing. And your hard work compared to somebody else's hard work who might come from, say, a family of money and things like that, the results can be completely different. And there's definitely some truth to what he was saying, but yeah, I do think it ultimately kind of misses a few points. Is that yes, it's true that just because you work hard doesn't guarantee you anything, and I think that's just life in general anyway. There are no guarantees, right? There are definitely, we talk about sort of systems in place that benefit some people more than others. That's all true. But let me switch over to this screen now the movie's over. But yeah, I do feel like we can't really put the idea out that, I don't even bother because you're never going to make it anyway. That don't seem to sit too well with me. I think, we do need to be aware of certain realities that, you might face. That working hard, yes, is important. And yes, you might find that your results aren't the same as somebody else's hard work because of how the world can be at times. But I don't think we should put out an idea that don't even bother because your hard work is never going to amount to nothing, because there are people who start at the bottom and now they're here. That does happen. Maybe it's not every single person, and maybe the hard work we put in, and by the time we get to the end of it, it's going to be we'd be in a completely different place, and somebody else who's like way over there. Maybe we go from here to there, while somebody else goes from here to there. You know what I mean? It could be like that, but that don't mean you shouldn't try. I mean, there are going to be issues, there are going to be obstacles, there are going to be things that work against you, for one reason or another, but that don't mean we shouldn't try. I think if you want something, if you're passionate about something, you just keep going. You keep going, you find ways to keep going until you're ready to stop, on your terms, not somebody else's terms. So that sounds counterproductive to me. So that sounds like don't bother to work hard because you don't get anywhere. Yeah, exactly. That's how it came across to me. I don't know if, to be fair, I don't know if that's exactly what you meant. I mean, TikTok videos are short. There's only so much you can say within a minute. Well, 2-3 minutes or whatever it is. So perhaps it's not exactly what he meant, to be fair, but that's certainly how it came across. And though, yeah, I would say that I feel like there's truth to what he was saying, I'm not sure that's the message we want to deliver to little kids. You know what I mean? I'm not sure that the phrasing I'm on board with. Yes, there are things that work against you. Yes, there are obstacles that are not fair and all that sort of stuff. But if you're passionate about something, if you want to do something, you got to at least try. Yes, you may run into hardships, but not to bother. Then you just stay stuck and then resentful and not good. Yeah. And what's that? How's that saying goes? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So there's that, right? If you go for it, you might not make it. If you don't go for it, you definitely won't. You know, that's how I see it. If you make the effort, you might not make it. But if you don't make the effort, you definitely won't. So yeah. And who knows? Maybe you get lucky. Maybe you be the guy that gets lucky, that it all just works out wonderfully and swimmingly. You won't know unless you try, right? You just won't know. For anybody joining the chat, big up to you guys. We just watched Life on the Netflix. It was movie night. Great film, comedy. I've seen it a few times before. I really like this film. Sad at times, but with a happy ending, kinda ish. But yeah, there is a poll going on. Anybody not voting the poll, cast your votes, because we want to know the results. The thing is, like the deleted tracks that X has, for an example, it was lost and deleted from X's SoundClouds because back then he had limited uploads. Sometimes tracks are lowered to different prices. Oh, so it's just like once something you uploaded and had to take it down. I see. Even still, though, I would not be paying $4,000 to somebody to give me a deleted track. You know, if there's somebody got a hold of a deleted track for any artist, by the way, even if it's my most favoritist artist in the world ever, somebody gets a hold of a deleted track that you just can't get anywhere else and says, look, I got this deleted track and I'm gonna sell it to you. I'll be alright, cool, how much? $4,000. No thank you. Like, that's how I'm looking at it. 10 quid? Yeah, I might go to 10 quid for an unreleased deleted track that you can't hear anywhere else for my favorite artist. But 4,000? Bruh, come on now. And if I ever pay that much money for a deleted track, best believe my ears only. I'll do like a reaction to it, and you won't even hear the song in the video. It'll just be me listening to it in my ears and be like, oh, this is sick. Too bad you can't hear it, but this is sick. That's how it would be. My ears only. Worry about Sophie's future. I would like to think autism won't be an issue, but it may well be. It's a difficult pill to swallow. There's also time that the track will have. There's also time that Jack will have a bonus with it. Oh, I see. Yeah, I think as we understand things like autism more and more, hopefully that becomes sort of less and less of an obstacle. But yeah, it could be something that, I mean, it's going to be something you're going to have to deal with, you know. But yeah, depending on, you know, I met somebody actually. It was the man with no legs. And he was talking about disability, and he said something that I thought was really interesting because it's something that I wouldn't have ever thought of it in this way. But he said that he is not disabled because he doesn't have legs. He said he is disabled by the environment around him, and the way he explained it is that if you know, you're a regular person with legs, you can stand, walk, everything else, right? And you're in a house, and the house has 2 floors, but no stairs. Like, there's no stairs, no lift, nothing like that. For you to go from one floor to the other is going to be difficult, right? Not necessarily impossible, but it's going to be difficult to go from one floor to the other if you can't just walk up the stairs. So the fact that if you have a house or a building with no stairs, you are disabled by the environment because the environment is not allowing you access to get from one floor to the other. So for him, if a building doesn't have a lift, it's not the fact that it has no legs that means he's disabled, it's the environment. So I guess in what it comes to the kind of point I'm trying to make is that, you know, as we understand, you know, autism more and other sort of things on the spectrum more and more, perhaps environment becomes more reflective of that, and it becomes less of a thing where, you know, I mean, like I say, you're always going to have problems, always going to have obstacles, but maybe the autism itself becomes less of an obstacle because, you know, the environment adapts to learning more about how, you know, these things go. I don't know if that made sense, but yeah. Like bonus tracks with it. Alright, so they'll sell you a unreleased track and a bonus track. Well, they better give you something for $4,000. I don't know if a bonus track is still worth it though. For $4,000, you get I guess you're getting 2 unreleased tracks. I don't know. It sounds like a lot of money. Sounds like a lot of money. Or I don't know. You plan on paying for somebody $4,000 for an unreleased X track? Is that what we're going to? Evan is planning on paying $4,500 to some guy who says he's got an unreleased X track, XXX Tentacion track. You know what? Wait till somebody else pays $4,500 and leaks it and uploads it to YouTube. That's what I'll do. Don't pay no $4,000. Wait till somebody else pays a $4,000 and that guy uploads it to YouTube. You can listen to it for free. That's what you should do. Don't pay no money for some guy, probably some shady guy in a back alley. Probably not going to sell you a track. It's probably going to sell you like some Mickey Mouse song from like 1950 or whatever. You get home going like, what the hell is this? This ain't X. This ain't Juice WRLD. What is this? The other worry I have is where society is changing. The language we use is changing. So if we can't change with it, that worries me a lot. Changing. I'm guessing, I mean, I think you're referring to like sort of the more forced changes, because I think it's going to be like when people try to sort of force changes, you know, because I've seen that sort of thing happen where, you know, people kind of say things like, oh, what was this one I saw the other day actually? Aber and Preach, right? I don't know if you know about that channel, but they're YouTubers. They're comedians, I think, by trade, but they have a YouTube channel. And they also about this video that was going around where the lady in the video was saying that you shouldn't refer to a person as a female, or a woman, rather, I should say. You shouldn't refer to her as a woman, but you should use the term person who can have children, or a person who can get pregnant, I think she said. And I mean, granted, look, that's just one video. I know not one video isn't going to change the world. Well, no, possibly, but you know, it's just one video. But yeah, I think that's the sort of thing you're talking about, like people who try to force these sort of changes in the way we speak, and these changes don't really make a whole lot of sense. At least they don't make a whole lot of sense to most people, you know. And it's just kind of like, why are we saying this? Like the whole thing about they, you know, like referring to one person as a they. It's like, I mean, they already exist as a way of describing more than one person, and now we're supposed to use to describe one person, they and them. No, that's just bad grammar. Like, and look, I mean, the thing about language changes anyway, right? That's the way we speak, you know, it changes over time just naturally anyway. And there may very well come a time when we start using they and them as a way of talking about one person. Like that could be something that just happens naturally over a period of time anyway, possibly. But trying to force that change, you know, that's where it's like, And especially when, it's like, you're literally asking people to disregard the grammar that we already established and switch to something that doesn't make any sense. You know, they and them to describe one person is like, maybe eventually we'd be doing, like I say, language changes anyway. The way we use words changes anyway. These sorts of things happen anyway. So yeah, maybe there will come a time when that's just a natural change in the language. And if so, it is what it is, right? But by then, if it's a natural change, that means more people are on board with it. You know, things generally don't change unless a lot of people are kind of on board with that change. Like, that's kind of how that sort of thing happens. But when it's only like one, or let's say a one group of people trying to force that change, and everyone else is like, nah, we're good. You know what I mean? It's like, it just doesn't go too far. Well, they didn't buy an unreleased track. They bought a deleted track for that much, $4,500. Deleted X tracks from 2013. Even still, though, it's a lot of money for a track. I mean, I guess you have to be a pretty hardcore fan to pay that much money for a deleted track. But some people got money like that, I suppose. If you got $4,500, then yeah, I guess it's probably not even a thing. But I would not be I personally, myself, would not be spending that amount of money for a deleted track for any artist. Like, not X, not Juice, not Metallica, not Slipknot, you know, not even actually maybe Beyonce. I might pay that much money for a deleted Beyonce track. Actually, Beyonce is queen, so yeah, maybe Beyonce, but nobody else. Nobody else is getting $4,500 from me for a deleted track. Nah. The force changes, and we have to really watch what we say. We can adapt people. We can adapt people with autism. Generally can't. Yeah, cause I think with autism, it's like it's kind of like going. I think like what's that show we'll watch? Is that Atypical, where he's like very much by the rules and what makes sense by the rules that have been established. And if the rules that are established, you know, are like, you know, they referring to a group of people, them, you know, group of people, and that sort of thing, and then all of a sudden it changes, and there's no real explanation as to why it changes outside of, well, I like it this way. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like the whole thing. I mean, the whole pronoun thing is like, look, that's I mean, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. And if you have preferred pronouns, that's cool, I guess. It's whatever, right? But yeah, the they them thing, I don't know, man. It just, bruh, come on. If I say they are coming, that means 2 or more people are coming. If I say this belongs to them, I'm referring to a group of people. And like I say, language changes, and maybe one day it will change in that way. Maybe. But until then, I think I'll stick to the regular use of they and them for now. Thank you, because I ain't trying to confuse myself. What did Dave Chappelle say? Was it one they or many theys? Yo, man, like Dave Chappelle, man. Well, sometimes don't know about all. Sometimes more than one person can participate in the leak to help get the cost up to the price. No person. Okay, man, that's a whole world I don't understand. Then that's a whole world I don't understand. Like paying to leak a track. I mean, I guess I could understand if you have the deleted track or the unreleased track, and because you have it, you can sell it to somebody. Or sell a copy of it to somebody, right? I can understand that, but to then pay that money like that $4,000, and then you, as the person who paid that money, uploads it to YouTube for everybody else to listen to for free. Bruh. Bruh. But yeah, I guess people got money like that. I don't, so. I call people by however they wish to be called, apart from you. You're Kevin, my fruit bat. Yeah, that's the Sam privilege. Sam gets to call me Kev. Nobody else. That's the Sam privilege. Nobody else gets that. Nobody else. I figured if I let too many people call me Kev, then other people just might think that's my name. You know what I mean? And it's like, it gets to a point where it's like I have to keep explaining it, like, oh man, no, it's not. It's just no. But if it, like, no, it's just so yeah. Let me just one person, just one person. That's it. So I would never pay. I don't think I could ever care enough for any artist to pay. Yeah, it's just a lot of money. I mean, real talk though. Like, yeah, if somebody offered me a deleted track of one of my favorite artists that's never been heard before, and the price was reasonable, and by reasonable I mean like, I don't know, like say like £5 or something like that. Yeah, I mean I could consider that if it's an artist that I really like. But yeah, £4,000. Come on, man. Nah. It can stay deleted for $4,000. That track can just stay deleted. I don't need to hear it that badly. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's a good track. I'm sure it's great, awesome, whatever. But I don't need to hear it that badly to pay no $4,000. Bruh, I can do without it. Thank you. Certain way, yeah, because sometimes I think that's the only way. But hey, I mean, people make their money there, wouldn't it? Like, that's the thing. I wouldn't pay that money. You wouldn't pay that money, but somebody would, right? That's the thing. Somebody would pay that. There's probably somebody willing to pay more than $4,000, $4,500 for it. You know, and that's how people make money from all kinds of crazy things. Like, I saw one lady selling her farts in a jar. Like, serious. This lady was farting in a jar, closing the jar, you know, to seal the fart in, and selling it. Now, to be fair, I don't know if she actually sold any fart jars, but they were on sale. And I would not be surprised if somebody is buying those fart jars. Like, I would not be surprised if there's somebody out there saying, yeah, I'll take 5 of those. You know, there's somebody would buy them. Somebody would buy this lady's farts in a jar. The thing is, though, by the time it arrives in the post, the fart probably would dissipate. What's the word? Dissipated? Is that the right word? Dissipated? When it goes away? Means that, yeah, I think that's what it means. When something goes away. Like, because farts don't last forever. You know what I mean? They don't last forever. So by the time you get the jar, the fart's probably gone. You know what I mean? You paid for some lady's fart in the jar. By the time it arrives, the fart's gone. Because, like, it ain't going to last. I think the word's dissipate. I'm sure that's the word. Let me look it up. Dissipate. I use words sometimes. I don't even know what they mean. Or how to spell them. Dissipate. Feeling emotion. Disappear. Yeah, there they go. Disappear or cause to disappear. The concern she'd felt for him had wholly dissipated. So yeah, I got it right. I'll pay £3 tops. $4,000? I'll give you £3 for it. Alright, deal. Means I have some sort of privilege. Care privilege is the best kind. Like I was saying, we all got some kind of privilege. We don't have the same privileges, but we all have some kind of privilege. There's something out there for everyone, no matter how insane. That is so true, man. I might start doing that, selling my farts in a jar. How much would you pay for my farts in a jar? Like, let me get some ideas so I know what to. Because I don't want to overcharge. I don't want to overcharge, but I don't want to undercharge either. You know what I mean? Because that could be bad. If I price it too low, then I'm not really doing myself any favors. But I don't want to price it too high because, you know, I want to help people out. You know, the people who want want my farts in a jar. Bear in mind, the jar itself is probably worth like at least, I don't know, what, £2? How much do jars cost? £2? Whatever. I mean, the jar's quite like this sort of size. Maybe £1.50. I don't know what jars cost, but pounds maybe. But the jar's like this kind of size. So you fart in the jar, quickly seal it up. So the jar is like, let's say, £1. My fart on it has got to be worth, I don't know, what was it? 80p. All right, so it's £1 80 plus post and packaging for my farts in the jar. Oh wait, AP not to fart in the jar. Okay. AP not to fart in the, okay, I'll see. But I want to sell my farts though. Listen, if this lady can sell her farts in a jar, I want to sell my farts in a jar. That's my next business venture, selling my farts in a jar. But if you're paying me 80p not to fart in a jar, I'll take it. You have to PayPal me that 80p. I won't fart in the jar. But yeah, it's crazy. What's that other lady I heard about? She's selling her bath water. Was it Belle Delphine? I can't remember her name. Belle something anyway. But she was selling her bath water. Like, she would take a bath and then put the water in like a vial or whatever and sell the bath water, and people were buying it. People were buying it. Like, crazy things that people do. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like the type of person who buys somebody's bath water or somebody's jar fart, I mean, I can't imagine they got much going on in their life. Like, I don't mean to be judgmental or nothing. Like, I ain't trying to be like that. But I can't imagine the type of person who's willing to pay for somebody's fart in a jar is a particularly well-adjusted person. You know what I mean? Like, they're probably not. They're probably the type of person who works somewhere and, you know, doesn't talk to anybody. Like, they work in an office. There's probably like loads of people in the office, loads of like people walking around talking, you know, but they probably just walk into work, don't say hello to anybody, you know, don't really look at anybody in the eye, just walk into work, sit down at their desk, do their job, take a break, eat a sandwich, go back to work, and then go home. You know, I can't imagine the type of person who is willing to pay for a fart in a jar probably isn't very well adjusted. I don't know. It seems that's how it seems to me. Maybe I'm being a little bit judgmental. Maybe I'm assuming too much. But I'm just guessing right here. If you're willing to pay money for somebody's bath water or somebody's jar fart, I can't imagine you got too much going on in your life. You know what I mean? Like, you probably need a hobby, I reckon. You know, you probably need to pick up a hobby and maybe read a book or two, or I don't know, maybe actually say hello to somebody when you go into work, and maybe try and make a friend. I think that's what you might need if you're willing. If you ever get to that point where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna pay to this person to fart in a jar and send it out to me, I think you might want to take a few steps back and reassess your current state of life. It's probably not going very well. AP is currently in my account. You can every penny. You can every penny. You don't. Ask the leak of X. Why people have a price tag for a track? People trying to make that money, yo. ACP. Yeah. I want to fart in jars. I want to set up a website. I think I've decided it now. Yeah, I'm gonna set up a website. Be like, yeah, jar fart. But I know, I feel like I could sell my jar farts for like at least £5 each. Actually, no. £10, because I want to do free post and packaging. So if I just say £10 even, and that'd be the jar, the fart in the jar, and post and packaging all within all for a tenner. I feel that's a good deal. I feel that's a good deal. I might try and sell that. You know, with piss in the jar actually, it's probably worth more than fart in a jar because, I mean, like I say, you fart in a jar, by the time you get it, the fart's gone, you know what I mean? But you piss in a jar, seal it up properly, and that piss is still there by the time it arrives, so, yeah. You could probably get more for piss in the jar, actually. Maybe I should do that instead, piss in the jar. In fact, actually, you could definitely get a lot of money for piss in the jar if you sell to, you know, people who need to do tests. You know what I mean? You know, the type of person who needs to do tests on a regular basis. They'd be willing to pay good money for a piss in the jar, I reckon. So yeah, there's definitely a market for that. You can sell Alan's Rocket Wii. You can make some serious dosh. Indeed, man. Alan didn't come to the live stream today, but oh well. Next time, we have to get him to we have to get him to do like at least about 20, no more than that. We need about 100 bottles, 100 bottles of piss, and we can sell it to like weed smokers and athletes. Athletes would definitely pay money for clean piss. For those random tests they got to do, they'll pay some good money for that. Because he ain't here, we can talk about stealing his Wii, and we could go off. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. We have to, yeah, we go halves on it, so like 50-50, and Alan gets. I guess we could, like, I don't know, send him like a biscuit or something. You know what I mean? Like, we split the profit 50-50. And then, you know, each year we send Alan a pack of biscuits for his efforts. I feel like that's fair. That's fair. So if he was here, then he'd be able to negotiate some of that money, but he ain't. He ain't. It's just too bad, man. Listen, what's that saying goes? If you're not at the table, you're on the menu. I don't know if you ever hear that saying, but that's what comes to mind right now. If you're not at the table, you're on the menu. That's exactly what's happening right now. Coco put something on a milkshake. I don't know. Maybe not every year. That might be a bit much. I mean, maybe do that like maybe every like 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean? As a special treat. But you know what I mean? You gotta. Don't do too much just yet. You know what I mean? You don't want to do too much just yet. I'm a bad boss. What was I saying? I want to go about more compassion. When money's involved, compassion goes out the window. Oof, ain't that the truth though? How do we find him and steal his Wii? Yeah, we're gonna need like a set. We need to like set like a trap somewhere. He plays like Resident Evil, so we could just like get him a copy of Resident Evil, and like just get him to play that non-stop, and then yeah, steal it from right under him. Do you know Black Coffee? He's an artist. I don't know Black Coffee as an artist. I know Black Coffee, the beverage, which I drink most days. You could kidnap him and force him to eat. See, now we're getting into yeah. Maybe not say too much. This live stream might count as evidence. You know what I'm saying? This live stream might end up counting as evidence. Maybe we shouldn't say too much just yet. Maybe just say too much. Maybe just just in case. Just in case. Yeah. Black coffee. I had a what's it called? It's called a Quality Street The Purple One Latte. That's what it's called. Quality Streets The Purple One Latte. It's from Costa. And it was from one of their machines. Which I mean, Costa are just overpriced in my opinion. They really are. They are so overpriced. And their coffee is it's okay. It's not worth the money you're paying for it. But you know, it was a special edition, you know, like a limited edition thing, and I just thought, why not? Give me collect some points. So yeah, it was like £2.50 out of the machine, and I got it with a Kinder Bueno. The whole thing was like £3, it's like a special offer thing they were doing. And but yeah, it was a Quality Street, the purple one latte that they were selling. And to be fair, it weren't too bad. It was alright. I mean, I felt like it was a bit too sweet for me though. Because you couldn't really taste the coffee, you know, like the coffee was really completely covered by the chocolate and everything else, and you just couldn't taste it at all. So it felt like you was drinking more like a hot chocolate rather than a coffee based drink, and so that was kind of like for me. But I mean, the taste is okay. It's not a bad taste. It was a nice taste. It's just the experience of drinking coffee where you can't taste the coffee was like, you know what I mean? Just, yeah. I don't drink coffee because of the taste, you know? I have AP. I don't care how we do it. We'll find a way. We'll find a way. All right, guys. It is 8 minutes to 11 p.m. right now on the 6th of December 2021. We watched live today. Next week we do like a hangout stream. I'm thinking for the next movie night though. I just saw this actually on Netflix. Bad Boys for Life is on Netflix. So the third Bad Boys movie is now on Netflix. It was not on Netflix right now. It's about to be released on Netflix this coming Saturday. So I'm thinking by the time the next movie night is due, Bad Boys for Life would be available on Netflix. I've not seen it before. I have seen the first two Bad Boy movies, but I've not seen this third one. Apparently it's really good, and you know, I've heard nothing but good things about it. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe this one. It is a little bit longer than the films we normally do. It's just over 2 hours. It's 2 hours and 4 minutes, and I know I'd rather keep the films at less than 2 hours. But you know, it's just a little bit over. It's not too much over. It's Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. You know, we just watched Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy, so now we could do Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. Sam's down. Cool. So yeah, I'm thinking Bad Boys for Life for the next movie night in a couple of weeks. So yeah, put that from Life to Bad Boys for Life. That's what we're doing, and both with Martin Lawrence. That's how we do. No, I can't be doing with that. I need my coffee strong and yeah, you know what I mean. This is like black coffee. I'm black coffee all day for me. Black coffee, well, not all day. That's not a good idea. But you know what I mean. I'm black coffee most of the time. I try other stuff every now and then, and you know, lattes are okay. Mochas aren't too, you know, whatever. But when it comes down to it, black coffee. Or if a black coffee is not available, then Americano. If Americano's not. Oh, sorry, black coffee's not available, then filter coffee. And if filter coffee's not available, then Americano. That's my order. Black coffee, filter coffee, Americano. In that order. Literally in that order. If one's not available, then the other one. If that's not available, then the other one. But yeah, black coffee. The lattes are okay, but when you can't even taste the coffee, it's just like, it's nice. It's just, you know. Wednesday will be when Juice died. This coming Wednesday, the anniversary. Oh, yeah, because it was in December, wasn't it? Rest in peace, Juice WRLD, man. Real talented artist. But yeah, I'm gonna start wrapping up this stream now, guys. I appreciate you coming through. Big up to you and your crew. See, it's the same. Also strong and black. Don't need extra cap, indeed, man. No milk, no sugar, none of that. Just straight tea. But yeah, to all the talkers and the stalkers, the stayers and the strayers, whether you stayed for a little bit or stayed for a lot of bits, I appreciate you and I'll let you do. But yeah, if possible, I might see if I can post a video during the week. I know I didn't I don't think I posted any videos this last week, actually. Yeah, I felt like I didn't post any videos this last week, so yeah, maybe we'll see if I can try and post something this week. Maybe a reaction video, or maybe I don't know, I'll just sit in front of a camera and ramble for a little bit. We'll figure something out. But yeah, I'll try and post some videos this week if I can. Or if not, you know, yeah, I'm on Twitter, I'm on YouTube. No, so on YouTube. This is YouTube. I'm on Instagram and TikTok and all that stuff. So yeah, come follow me, man. Come follow me. I post stuff in various places and live stream on Twitch. So should be on Twitch maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. But yeah, man's on this thing. You get me, fam. So yeah, come find me, man. Come find me. But yeah, that's gonna be it for now. So guys, until whenever, if ever, always enjoy your rambling on. I appreciate you, Sam. Big up to you and the crew. Peace.